Hey there, it's CJ Willie, and today I'm cracking a pack. Today is pack number 7 of my Magic the Gathering Gatecrash Fat Pack. Once again, I'm doing Fat Pack Bingo. Check out the preview video on my Gatecrash Fat Pack. I've added the link to the preview video in the description below. So, let's check out the Bingo card. Okay, we have Skullcrack that we pulled out of pack number 2, and that led us to get the free space. And then in pack number 5, we did get a legendary guild member, Obsidat. So I can get bingo one of two ways. I can get bingo with any one of the rare primordials. There's one in each color: white, blue, black, red, and green. And then I can also get bingo with any of the shocklands. So if I pull a Breeding Pool, Godless Shrine, Sacred Foundry, Stomping Grounds, or a Watery Grave, or I've even given myself the ability with a Thespian Stage, I can get bingo that way. So let's get pack number 7 out and let's get to cracking this pack. So I've got my last 3 in there, 7, 8, and 9. And we're gonna crack pack number 7. So as I crack the pack, it's going to be from a very casual Magic the Gathering point of view, kitchen table if you will. Not really reviewing it from a Pro Tour grinder or Friday Night Magic grinder. Okay, let's get to cracking this pack. First out of the pack is Towering Thunderfist, 5 mana, 4 and a red, Giant Soldier at 4/4. You can pay a single white. Towering Thunderfist gains Vigilance until end of turn. 5 mana for a 4/4. That's an okay rate. Giving it Vigilance. This probably would be a creature I would play in draft, but nowhere else. Next up is Hands of Binding, 2 mana, 1 and a blue, sorcery. Tap target creature and opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untapped step. Has the Cipher ability. I would cipher it onto an invisible stalker. I can get in for some damage and then tap down the target creature so it doesn't untap on its controller's untap step. Next up is Greenside Watcher, 2 mana, 1 and a green, Elf Druid. At 2/1, you can tap it to untap target gate. Turn to Ravnica block, and the Guilds of Ravnica block, there are gates. And having the ability to play a gate, it enters the battlefield tapped, but then you can untap it by using Greenside Watcher's ability and have both colors of mana available to use. This is a card that, in the right build, can do a lot of work. Next up we have Devour Flesh, 1 and a black. It's an instant. Target player sacrifices a creature, then gains life equal to that creature's toughness. Similar to Swords to Plowshare in white, this particular instant gives you the ability in black. Having them sacrifice a creature can work out if they've only got a single creature on board, but once they've established their board, they're only going to sacrifice their least impactful creature. Next up is Sky Knight Legionnaire, 3 mana, 1 generic, 1 red, 1 white, Human Knight. It's a 2/2 flying and haste. I play this currently in a Boros deck. For turn 3, you put it down, you've got a flyer that can attack immediately. You combo 1, 2, or 3 of these. 6 in the air is a position where you're going to win the game. Okay, next up is Sage's Road Denizen. We've seen this card already. I think this is the 3rd time we'll see it in these packs. For 3 mana, it's a 2 and a blue, Vidalcan Wizard. At 2/3, whenever another blue creature enters the battlefield under your control, target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. This is a card that's more for a limited format. Next up is Active Treason, 3 mana, 2 and a red, sorcery. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. So this is your classic threaten effect. Next up is Balustrade Spy, 4 mana, 3 and a black. It's a vampire rogue. It's a 2/3 flyer. When Balustrade Spy enters the battlefield, target player reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a land card, then puts those cards into his or her graveyard. This creature can do a lot of work in a limited build where you're playing blue-black mill, which was a thing in the Gatecrash block. Having them reveal cards until they hit a land and then put those cards in their graveyard was an effective mill strategy. Next up is Shielded Passage, a single white mana, instant. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to target creature this turn. A fog effect in white. In a limited format, saving your bomb is a good way to win the game. But aside from that, this card isn't going to see much play. Our first uncommon is Frenzied Tilling. 5 mana, 3 generic, 1 red, 1 green. It's a sorcery. Destroy target land, search your library for a basic land card, and put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. You kill one of their lands, you go get a land, put it onto the battlefield under your control tapped. I suppose it ramps you a little bit. This is an uncommon I do not want to play. I'm not interested in playing it in any decks, and I wouldn't have even played it in Limited. Next uncommon is Aetherize. 4 mana, 3 and a blue, instant. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. This is a card that I do like. Aetherize is a card that I've played in decks, especially against creature-heavy decks, where I allow them to attack all in, and then I bounce all of their creatures back to their hand. It's a funny trick, and I like playing it quite a bit. Our final uncommon is Wasteland Viper. Single green mana. It's a snake at 1/2. It has Death Touch. It has Blood Rush of a single green mana. Discard a Wasteland Viper. Target attacking creature gets +1/+2 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. I like Wasteland Viper quite a bit as well. For a single green mana, it's a surprise on one of my attackers, typically a small attacker, where it's going to give it Death Touch. Maybe I'll lose my creature, maybe I won't, but if I can sucker into using their bomb or a bigger creature to block, this works out well. Okay, we're down to our Mythic Rare. Will we get Bingo? We have Frontline Medic. It's 3 mana, 2 and a white, Human Cleric at 3/3. It has Battalion. Whenever Frontline Medic and at least 2 other creatures attack, creatures you control are indestructible this turn. Sacrifice Frontline Medic, counter target spell with X in its mana cost unless its controller pays 3 generic mana. I like Frontline Medic. I've always wanted to get a copy of it, mainly for the Battalion effect. I run a Boros deck that features Battalion, and it has a lot of smaller creatures that have really cool abilities when 3 or more of them are attacking. I think Frontline Medic would go into that deck really well, and so I'm really excited to play it. All right, and then we have a foil. It's Boros Elite. For a single white mana, we have a Human Soldier at 1/1. It has Battalion. Whenever Boros Elite and at least 2 other creatures attack, Boros Elite gets +2/+2 until end of turn. This is an uncommon that I really liked in the Gatecrash block. Having Battalion and attacking with a Legion Loyalist, a Boros Elite, maybe a Frontline Medic, or some of the other Battalion cards made Boros a hard strategy to beat in the Gatecrash limited format. Okay, then we have a Plains and a Cleric token that goes with, I think, Death Pact Angel. All right, my favorite card or best card out of the pack is, this time around, it's pretty competitive. I really like Frontline Medic. Wasteland Viper has done some work, and Aetherize is a great card. I think in this particular instance, I would probably pick Frontline Medic first, and then if Frontline Medic wasn't in the pack, I'd go with Aetherize. But Frontline Medic is a card that I've wanted to get for quite a while. I suppose I could have picked up a playset for really cheap, but pulling them out of packs and putting them into my decks is a lot more fun. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Take some time to tell me in the comment section what was your favorite card or the best card out of the pack. Until next time, when I'm back to crack pack number 8 from my Magic the Gathering Gatecrash Fat Pack in Fat Pack Bingo.